to liberate my people. I will do everything to protect the women and children of Biafra because I have seen it all. It took me years to study Nigeria up to this point. Not only that, it took me years to study international law. And that international law is what I'm applying to the Biafra struggle today. For the very first time in the history of Biafra and Nigeria, the dangerous diversity that we find ourselves into have made it possible for us to defend ourselves. And as much as I agree on no violence, we are not the one bringing violence to Nigeria state. Rather, Nigeria aggression must be responded with aggression. That aggression is self-defense. After 2021, I promised Biafra people after 6 months of blackmailing me because I did not agree to work with them. I have seen many things that many people did not see. I promised Biafra and Mazenam can one thing. Your kidnapping will be useless. The reason they kidnap you from Kenya, I will make sure that it is as useless as anything. And your kidnapping from Kenya will be very, very expensive to Nigeria state. That was my promise before man and God. And believe me, I am living up to that promise. Today, if they are not regretting kidnapping Mazenam, they are lying. I also promised Biafra, nobody will kill you again, like in Aba, like in Igbo, like Wike did in Igbo, and go free. Remember, when Wike was killing Biafras in Igbo, Simon Ekpa was not there. It was not as a result of the activities of Simon Ekpa. Have you all forgotten? When you were massacred at Mpo and Enugu, Simon Ekpa was not your member. Simon Ekpa was not even talking about Biafra. But today, the enemy is trying to make you believe that the problem is Simon Ekpa. What was the problem that led to the massacre of thousands of Biafrans in Obibo by Wike? Was it Simon Ekpa? What was the problem that led to the massacre of Biafrans in Aba, in the school? Over 150, at least officially reported. It is more than 200 people massacred in one day. Simon Ekpa was not a member of Biafra then. When they were killing people in Enugu, when they were for money training, massacred our boys in Enugu state, Simon Ekpa was not part of it. What was the problem then? What led to the massacre of Biafrans in Enugu? Now, I want you to understand one thing. The enemy have seen that somebody actually knows his right from his left. And that person is the Prime Minister of Biafra today. For the very first time in the history of Nigeria and Biafra, we say, even though we are fighting for the exit of Biafra peacefully, we will not fold our arms and watch you kill us again and cry on social media. No. When you come with your arms, we will defend ourselves with our own arms. And that is exactly what is happening today. But you know, they are crying. And I want you to understand, ask yourself a question. They say Simon Ekpa is killing military in the East. What are the military doing in the East? Are you not in democratic system? What is the business of military in your street? Why are military having checkpoint in Biafra land? Is it not, are we not in democracy? I want you to know the answer today. The answer is because they feel threatened. They feel that Biafra, it is time for Biafra to go. They feel that Nigeria have expired. And the only challenge Nigeria has is coming from the East. And let me tell you, no amount of bullet will suppress the challenge that the East is giving to Nigeria today until the exit. So they try to make you understand that Simon Ekpa is killing soldiers. And I want you to ask them, what was Simon Ekpa doing when the people of Biafra were massacred at Ekpa. Just last year, they killed them in Aba. Was it Simon Ekpa? The answer is no. And the last question I want to ask some of you today, before I go to the update and achievement we've made very briefly, is they came and announced that 16 soldiers has been massacred in Okoloma community. But what they are not telling you people, what were the soldiers doing there? We've listened to different stories. The story of oil bunkering, which is the business of the Nigeria army, terrorist army. That's what they do. The fight in Okoloma community is a fight of the control of oil bunkering. They are not telling you people this story. The Biafra government has nothing to do with oil bunkering. We are going to control our natural resources by ourselves, by force, by arms, by everything possible. And when that time comes, you will know that Biafra government is responsible for whatever that is going on in control of our resources. The time is going to come. Now, if they are crying about the soldiers that have been killed in Igbo, how many times have they cried that the Biafra Liberation Army killed soldiers? But they are complaining and crying every day for nothing. At least you have seen that soldiers were killed in the Okoloma community for bunkering, for oil bunkering. But have you seen them crying that, mentioning it, that Biafra Liberation Army have killed the Nigeria army and they want to revenge? Have you seen them saying it? Ask yourself, why is Okoloma community different? Because they know the validation of Biafra will begin from there. But they are not mentioning it. Do you know, as they are killing Biafrans, Biafra army are neutralizing them? Do you know how many numbers of all these terrorist army that Biafra Liberation Army have neutralized? Thousands of them. I am saying I want you to cut this particular segment. Thousands of them. And if they have not neutralized them, they will level entire village in Biafra land. We will not allow that anymore. They have done it before. But the question I want to ask those sabos, why have they not mentioned that Biafra Liberation Army are killing Nigeria army when they come to kill us? Rather, they are mentioning and publicizing just 16 soldiers that the community, that the people that are fighting doing oil bunkering, they had issue and it led to their death because they have been killing each other in that community. It has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with Biafra. But that community is a Biafra community. But you see, it was all over news everywhere. 16. But ask them to give account of how many soldiers has fallen in the second Biafra war. Because what is happening now is Biafra war. A systematic war going on. How many Nigeria army, terrorist army has fallen in Imo State? I am telling you, they are running up to thousands in Imo State. But they have not come to shout that army have died in Imo State. Ask yourself, why? And let me tell you, this is under, we are operating under international law. There is no law that we have violated because we know exactly what we're doing. You don't expect Biafrans to fold their arms, to fold their hand, because we are fighting to liberate ourselves peacefully. We were agitating peacefully, and for that reason, you pick up your guns and your AK-47 and start shooting a live bullet on protesters. For many years. And I told them, if you have been shouting on social media, I will not shout on social media. Have you seen me broadcasting for a long time? My broadcast is what I am doing now. On this tour, I use the opportunity to speak to Biafrans like you, and that is the broadcast I'm having now. The time for broadcasting is over. It is the time to put everything we have learned and researched for many years into action, into work. And whenever the time for this tour, I will use the opportunity to broadcast to the Biafra people. That's what I'm doing. And when our app, when our social media app comes out, maybe there could be a change. So I want to assure you people today, Biafra, all over the world, that the defense of Biafra is a no-go area. We will fight and fight until the Biafra is restored. And nobody is going to die. I am telling you the fact. Our aim and objective is to make sure in this fight, no Biafra dies. But like Onyendu used to say, they will kill us, we will kill them. At the end of the day, Biafra will come. I want to thank those of you who have supported this movement up to this point. But remember, we have entered the liberation phase where everything will be very difficult. By the special grace of God, it will not be difficult for the Biafra people. The dragon flag has been raised since 2021. And the dragon flag is not going down. We have raised the Biafra Liberation Army flag. We have also raised the Biafra Resistance Fighters flag. We have raised the Biafra Navy flag. We have raised the defense, the BDF, the Biafra Defense Force flag. That flag, those flags will never go down until the declaration of Biafra, and Biafra will be defended. For those who are saying that it is not possible, that we are just deceiving people, thank you very much. We will deceive people, but remember, when the time comes, and if you are a Biafra and saying it, you have something waiting for you. The Biafra law and policy will wait for you at the right time. And then you will shout, had I known. Those who are the people are shouting, Simon Ekpa. Simon Ekpa is killing soldiers in Nigeria. Why are you going to support him? These are the same people who were pushing people to go and die in Aba. And they went and actually died. We have the recent one. And I want to ask you, have there been any consequences from their side? The answer is no. But you know, we are not going to overlook those things based on the fact that they are not supporting what we are doing. Every Biafran is recognized by Biafra government. Government is a government. We are not organization. We are not IPOB that you say you don't register. You are not a registered member. No, that is the difference. So when those people were killed in Aba, we made sure that the Nigeria government that killed them pay for it. And today, believe me, they have paid more than that expected. So the government of Biafra is living up to its responsibility. And we have also made sure that those of our people who think that the government is just a shambolic one, in their various communities, there has been peace and tranquility, while other people in Nigeria are facing extinction, including displacement, going to IDP camp, killing them, abducting school children, killing women and all that. They are all happening all over Nigeria. It is only in Biafra territory that that is not happening. And I'm telling you, any day they try and abduct anybody in mass in Biafra land, believe me, I will not say what we're going to do, but we know where to hold them. The time has come that you must be speaking very bold. Do not be scared of your enemy. The invasion of Biafra land must stop. The terrorist checkpoint in Biafra land must be disbanded. Let me tell you, it is something that is going to take time. We are not going to say, we are not saying that it must end in one day or in 1 week. It is something that is going to take time. We are fighting a terrorist government that has billions of dollars. And so far, so good. Systematically, as you can see, we are defeating them. And the defeat will continue. So my fellow Biafran, the 2nd of December declaration of the restoration of independent state of Biafra is very sacrosanct. We maintain it is very, very sacrosanct. The ongoing self-referendum is very important, that you stick and make sure that your people in your villages, in your town, participate in the voting. We need as many number of votes as possible in order to legitimize or to validate the actions of the government. We must get a reasonable number of votes, and we'll have time. Those states that are yet to receive.
All right, wonderful people. Welcome back to this wonderful channel where we'll bring you back-to-back updates and information as see the hot. In case you have not joined our social media handle, what are you waiting for? Kindly go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, and also remember to all your notification buttons so that whenever our news drop, you could be the first. We'll collect them. Let's go down to the news proper. I see the odds. You know, Shele, I say good morning to you, to all of us of freedom all over the world. Shout out to all our subscribers. Shout out to all the people where they follow us. Shout out to our back-to-back listeners where they follow us 2122 everywhere where we are. I say shout out to all the ladies where they follow. Shout out to Umwada. Shout out to Nde Omona. I say good morning to you. It's another week, a week of prosperity, a week of blessing, a week of success. I say this week, whatever be the desire of your heart, you know, go pass by you, you yourself, you go get on like that as it they hungry you. I said the thing where go chop you, no go come, but now the one where you go chop, now you go they steadily come. Make we go down to the information where we say it happen for land of the indigenous people of Biafra. As Ohaneze Ndi Igbo, they say Ohaneze Ndi Igbo not factionalized. Some people are believing that Ohaneze Ndi Igbo are factionalized. But the president of Ohaneze Ndi Igbo, Chief Emmanuel Iwanyanwu, with the help for Imo State, don't come to open up on that particular matter. And some things where we say it concern the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. And the man is let's go down to the full detail of the information. President General of Ohaneze Ndi Igbo, Emmanuel Iwanyanwu, has declared that the Apex Socio-Cultural Igbo organization is not factionalized. Briefing journalists on the programs of the group in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, yesterday emphasized that he was unanimously elected as the President General of Ohaneze Ndi Igbo in the 2023, in Enugu, stating that those claiming to be President General and Secretary of the body are embarking on economic adventure. It is funny, there is nothing like faction in Ohaneze Ndi Igbo. Myself, Emmanuel Chukwuemeka Iwanyanwu, I am the President General unanimously elected by all the people. The first time everybody voted for one person, that's me. Now, there are some people who make money by this faction. These people go to enemies of Ndi Igbo to collect money, to write things against the people to make money. This is a criminal matter. These people didn't contest election. Nobody elected them. For example, somebody said he is the Secretary General. The right Secretary General, Ambassador Oke Uche, is here with me. He is a very renowned diplomat. There is no media organization that does not know that Chief Emmanuel Iwanyanwu is the President General of Ohaneze Ndi Igbo. I want to say that these people who are economic adventurers, Chief Emmanuel Iwanyanwu noted the denial of some Igbo-speaking areas being of Igbo race, stating that Ohaneze Ndi Igbo would always defend its people no matter where they live. He said Ohaneze Ndi Igbo has focused on how to make Igbo land an industrialized area. I have seen that we have tried to be given the opportunity to rule this Nigeria. Even when it was zoned to us, we didn't get it. I have told Igbo people, now, let us use our intellect to develop Igbo land. My mission today is in the next 2 years, is to change Igbo land, to make sure Igbo land is highly industrialized, to make sure we that have employment for people, to make sure we don't want to blame government again. Let us not waste time because we know there are some places we are hated. And let me tell you, part of the problem we have in Rivers State is just that some of the detractors want to tell them that they are not Igbos. Anybody who tells you that your father is not your father or your mother is not your mother, is he your friend? The truth about it is, I am facing that issue now. I want to industrialize Igbo land. I want to create jobs. Before I will continue on that matter, that particular matter, you know, one thing about this particular channel is that we go back down to the root of history to be able to find out things where we say they happen for Bodo. As Chief Emmanuel Iwanyanwu will be the President General of Ohanezendi Igbo, they talk ekenekwala ngide dem. But I want to go back to the history, 1967 to 1970, when Ojukwu declared the Eastern region and called it Biafra Nation, the Fight of Biafra. When the declaration was done, Victor Bancho and the rest of them and other teams who are from that south side, who betrayed Ojukwu at the broadcast in Asaba, still remember how the Igbo who were living in Port Harcourt after the 3 years civil war went back to occupy their property, and it happens that the people in that southern part, the rivers, have occupied those properties and denied them from the Igbo who were the original owner of those property. And also remember that immediately after the end of the 1967 to 1970 civil war, when Gowon was the head of state, he declared no victor, no vanquish. And that was when the 3DR was introduced. They introduced rehabilitation, they introduced restructuring, they introduced, I think, rebuilding or something like that. And this 3DR has been implemented in other regions, but has not been implemented in the southeast, in Igbo land, where this particular war took place. Because the 1967 to 1970 civil war was not in any other ground, but in the ground of Igbo, taking from Nsukka down to when they say that outside Bataloka, the market of Onitsha, Ogbete main market, Ogbete market, main market, Onitsha market, Umuahia, Abia, Imo State, all these places were conquered by the then military led by the government of Gowon. And when the war stopped, they said no victor, no vanquish. And no victor, no vanquish means that wherever you have a property, that property still belongs to you, because in the battle, there was nobody is a victor and nobody is a vanquish. That's the full meaning of that statement. But the Igbo people who lived in the Port Harcourt side, who had properties, were not able to get their properties back. Those who have acquired new properties there now are those who bought it maybe after that civil war. And many of these people were giving back £20 to start up a new life, no matter how much you have in the account of Nigerian government. Then, now, what is bringing me to this point is that Nani Chief Emmanuel Iwanyanwu, I'm not against the map that he is drawing, but the thing is going back to history. Makana ndị ba is na oye doko ome gini kodo kodo. Makana asi na onye na amala ebe mmiri bido wee mabia. Na nya ba onye anda amakwa ebe nya bu mmiri no wee kwụsị. Meanwhile, another thing I want to look out. Remember that somebody Isi Guzoro has been presenting himself as the secretary of Ohanezendi Igbo, and this particular Isi Guzoro has released a lot of write-up. Now, the question is, who is Isi Guzoro and who is the original secretary general of Ohanezendi Igbo? Is there division among the Ohanezendi Igbo? Let Ohanezendi Igbo tell us. Makana ndị be anyị si na onye nne ya zili oshi, na bụ onye na-ejikọ n'ụkwụ agbawa ụzọ. As it be, it don't shele, as the people of IYC say they will resist military attempt to attack Amama soldiers, says IYC. As it be now, what I'm thinking is that the issue of insecurity has become a lucrative business in the country called Nigeria. Kalabari youth under the aegis of the IYC Kalabari C. Bangi have made clear their decision to resist any move by the conventional security agencies, especially the military, to launch an attack on the Royal Force Security Limited, popularly known as Ama Soldiers. IYC made this known through its chairman, Conrad Edward Asikitams, who advised the military to synergize with the Royal Force Security Outfit in the interest of safeguarding lives and properties in the country. In a chat with our correspondent, Asikitams was quoted as saying that in other civilized countries such as Russia, America, and many others, private security firms are building synergy with conventional security to ensure that there is no breakdown of law and order. We cannot overemphasize on the selfless contribution made by the Royal Force Security Outfit, otherwise called Amama Soldiers. Within this short time of their stay in Kalabari and beyond, we can take cognizance of the Emohua and Kalabari Road when there were incessant attacks on commuters by robbers and kidnappers. It affected the economy of our people. Not even the so-called politicians were able to travel to their community. The ordinary citizens who do not have security guards were equally affected. But from the day Chief Majid Dokubo Asare, the Edi Abale, one of Kalabari Kingdom, took the decision of manning the Ehoa and Kalabari Road, those pockets of insecurity we were experiencing stopped. The Nigerian security outfit should be grateful to Alhaji Asare and not think of launching an attack on Amama soldiers. They should reward the Royal Force Security Outfit as a means of encouragement to boost the morale of Amama soldiers for work well done. Report of the military's plots to attack the Amama soldiers is an aberration, which will put the lives of the ordinary citizens in jeopardy, and we seriously frown at it and we condemn it in totality. For the safety of our people who cannot afford to provide security for themselves or get security aid for themselves should be considered before making any move to attack the Amama soldiers. Our economy must thrive, and if we must enjoy sustainable development, then there is a need for peaceful coexistence. If the military attack Amama soldiers, that means the rumor of an attempt of ethical cleansing against prominent Ijaw leaders is not built on false ground. It does mean there is truth to that rumor making the rounds. This one they come from the Kalabari, where the soldiers have giving warning on the security outfit that was launched by Asare Dokubo, the Edi Abale of Kalabari, as it is. But these people have said whatever the NIG army is doing, they say make they stay clear from them. Or say work where they do, now they work for their community. Say make their community better. Say many things wey be say e don dey happen for that community. Say they themselves don dey see am, and they want make their community better, make their community dey okay, so that they say before now, when that security outfit was not yet inaugurated, that there has been a lot of atrocities by armed men that even politicians were not able to go home. But as it is now, that things have changed. Meanwhile, this is where I'll be winding down the curtain, and I think also the soldiers should do a consideration before stepping in. Thank you for listening. God bless you.